Hello, my beautiful and talented people. Thank you to everybody who's been liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, and booking readings. I am going to be giving away 2 free readings as soon as I hit 11,000 subscribers. So if you want to be a part of that, make sure you're subscribed and you comment and you're in the running for that. I also, if you want to book with me, my email is in the description right below the timestamps. So, my gorgeous darlings, what makes you attractive? We have pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. Take a moment, figure out which one feels like the right pile for you. We're going to move on to pile number 1. So pile number 1, my gorgeous angels. What makes you attractive? Pile number 1. What makes you attractive? We have the Tower. We have the 3 of Pentacles. We have the 6 of Pentacles. And we have the Queen of Cups. Well, sometimes you may come into relationships or situations and you may come in and really shake up how people see the world. Maybe, and I feel like that you might do this through being just genuinely generous and emotionally open and cooperative and collaborative. 2 cards just dropped, so and only 2 cards, and they were face up, so I'm going to take these. We have the Ace of Pentacles and the King of Wands. So I feel like sometimes people don't really expect what's about to happen with regards to you, and often I feel like they want to give you some kind of offer. They want to give you some kind of commitment. I feel like people tend to be motivated regarding you. We have the King of Coins. I feel like people want to show off that they're somebody that can be reliable. I feel like people want to show off that, you know, I mean, I know this isn't a peacock, it's more of a phoenix, but, ooh, we've got the 2 of Cups. I feel like you're somebody that it's pretty easy to fall in love with. Ooh, we have the 5 of Coins. I feel like 5 of Coins could be left out in the cold. I feel like maybe there are some people that... I feel like you probably have some people that are in love with you that kind of feel like they're on the outside. They're out in the cold. Doesn't mean that you owe anybody, like, being in love with them, like... But I feel like you tend to... You come in and I feel like it's hard not to fall in love with you. The 10 of Pentacles. So I feel like there are people who you are currently not in a relationship with that want everything with you, want something that is long-term, that is stable, like something that's forever. So I'd say, like, what makes you attractive, like, you take people for a loop. Like, people want to show off for you. Like, people fall in love with you. People want to make offers to you. And I think it is because you bring all this positive energy with the Sun. The Fool. All right, for some of you, And this could be people just being sour grapes. For some of you, like, people might feel like you make some foolish choices. Like they feel, but that might just be because they're not the one that's getting picked. So, it could be because you're brave, you're starting over. Some people may feel like they're a little bit of a fool for you. The Seven of Cups. People see you as somebody with a lot of options. In fact, it may be intimidating for some people because you're out here. I feel like there's probably several people in your life that you don't know have real significant feelings for you. There are some of them that may think that you just keep picking the wrong choice. But some of them, it's just like, feel like you have all the options in the world. So whatever you feel like people feel, especially people who are into you, feel like you could have anybody. Yeah. People don't want to be away from your energy. People don't want to be away from the warmth that you have. What makes pile number 1 attractive? Six of Cups. I feel like I heard a little bit of girl/boy next door. With the Six of Cups, I feel like people feel like they can be friends with you and be in love with you. Like, I feel like there is something special about your energy. King of Swords. Are you somebody that doesn't prioritize? No. There's something more with the King of Swords. I'm going to go into it. Queen of Pentacles. I feel like you're somebody that it just makes logical sense to build something with. And because of that, like, I feel like people want to be, like, they want to have, like, an equal give and take with you because they want to have something that is long-standing with you. And if they don't have it, they may feel like, you know, they're out in the cold. So I feel like people definitely want to have success with you. People would feel like being with you is success. People feel like you have as many options as you want. I feel like regardless of how you feel in relationships, the people who are into you feel like you could have any person that you want. And I feel like there's, you know, like you have more. I feel like you have a few people that are just in love with you. Doesn't mean that you're seeing them. It doesn't mean that you should see them. But I feel like you hit people like a wrecking ball. Just like this song. So I feel like people... I almost feel like you kind of bring out the best in other people. This doesn't, of course, mean that you're going to make somebody who's not a great person into a great person. Like, but I feel like you do bring in the best of people. I feel like you can be a little bit silly. I feel like people think that they can have a steady and secure relationship with you. I think that there is a little bit something magical and adorable. And yeah, I think that there's something magical, adorable, maybe again a little silly, but in the best possible way. Like you seem like you're somebody that's very grounded. You have a busload of people, just like a busload of people who would move forward with you. Like, this, of course, doesn't mean that you're the person for every person in the world, but the people who are into you feel like you could have absolutely anybody. That you have like a million choices. And like they don't want to be the person that's left out in the cold. I feel like you're definitely somebody that people want to build relationships with. So I hope that this helps you. Thank you so much. If you do want a free reading, I'm going to give away 2 as soon as I hit 11,000 subscribers. Thank you again to everybody who has subscribed and commented. If you want to be part of that reading giveaway, make sure that you comment and subscribe. If you want to book with me, my email's in the description. Thank you for everything, like likes, watching, it all matters, and I deeply appreciate you. So what makes the gorgeous pile number 2 so very attractive? So pile number 2. What makes you so attractive? We have Freya, boldness. I think that you have this bold, confident quality. What makes you attractive? What makes you attractive? Unconditional love. I feel, so you're bold, you're loving, and because it's unconditional love, I feel like people feel like they can depend on you, like you're going to be there. If you never ask for what you want, you will quite definitely never know. So I think that that's coming in, because I think that that boldness, I think that people are really attracted to you just stating what you want. Because I think that it makes, you know, like, I feel like people wish they would be that bold. Just to ask for what they want. Childhood home. Remember where you're from and who you really are. I think that you know who you are. And I think that and you're very loving, but you don't forget who you are. So you don't let anybody else tell you that you're not as cool as you obviously are. Like I mean, they can say it, but it's not the truth. What makes you attractive? What makes you attractive? Letting go. Everything is indeed out of control, and God will hold it all. I can safely let go. I feel like you don't forget who you are. You don't forget what you want, but you're still kind and loving. And I feel like part of what makes you attractive is that you will let go of things. If, you know, I feel like you're going to let go of situations where you're not being treated well. I feel like you'll let go, like maybe you aren't going to be cold or cruel or mean, but you're quite frankly too awesome to hold on to that. So I feel like you're a bit inspiring to people. Temperance, but like it's not like you're an awful person. You just want harmonious, balanced relationships. And if people aren't on the same page, you let them, you know, you don't kick them out, but you let them go. And you can still care about them, but you free them, you and someone else, you know, you like let them have the kind of relationship they want. I feel like you come off as wise and you come off as mysterious. Maybe people are not expecting the combination of being loving, but also not necessarily grasping or holding on. Ooh, 7 of Swords. Do you sneak away? I feel like this is just clarifying letting go. Like, if somebody wants to act sneaky, if somebody wants to act dishonest, if somebody, you know, wants to just dip out whenever they feel like it, I feel like they don't, I feel like, especially with people have patterns of this, they might feel like, oh, well, they're going to be following me. And I feel like you just let that person go. So I feel like, especially when people have a pattern of just like taking what they want and leaving, I feel like you kind of nonplus them. You kind of make them wonder, like, was that actually a smart idea? Ooh, the Lovers, childhood home. I feel like you feel like home to people. You feel like love to people. You feel like you're wise and really in tune. But I feel like you just come off as super authentic. And I feel like occasionally, especially if people are acting sneaky, I think that the people who sleep on you end up feeling rejected. Like, even though like they were the person who was being sneaky, I feel like even though they were prioritizing things that weren't you, I feel like they in the end are the ones that actually feel rejected. And I feel like a lot of it is because like you know, like you're off here living your best life. Yeah, I feel like you probably have a few exes that, you know, out of nowhere try to like get in contact with you. And I feel like partially, like, even if they were the one who messed it up, I feel like they were just expecting a different response. I feel like maybe you being, I think that occasionally people who aren't as observant might mistake your kindness for weakness, might mistake your desire for harmony with a free pass to do whatever they want. And I feel like they have trouble letting go of you because you just weren't that person. The World. Look, there are definitely people in your life who see you as the ultimate relationship, the ultimate person to end up with, somebody who's graduated, leveled up, you know, the Queen of Coins. You are clearly somebody who has their things in the spiritual and in the physical reality handled. Knight of Wands. Look, I feel like there are a lot of people who come in who are super attracted to what you are and who you are, but like they don't have the staying power. Like they don't have their stuff together enough. Four of Cups. Yeah, I feel like you're somebody that people tend to regret after they've already like paid attention. I feel like you're a really good, kind, loving person, but I feel like there's an area where people F around and find out, and then they feel like they're on the outside. The upside is like you didn't lose anything because you only got lost out on somebody who sees somebody that's kind and loving and, you know, tries to take advantage of that. And I feel like you're just not the person to do that with. You're the person who, like, they missed out on, like, the best thing. So I feel like you do, unfortunately, sometimes deal with people who are super attracted to you, but like they are like nowhere close to your level. And occasionally F around and find out. You don't have to be lost to wander. Yeah, I feel like even if somebody doesn't understand what is going on with you, like you're not lost. You're in touch. So, yeah, I feel like you have a lot of emotional intelligence and wisdom. And because of that, you're actually very, like, we have the heart, and the heart is the emotional. We have Yoda, which is somebody who's incredibly wise. But also somebody that is able to manipulate the good feelings of the universe into some sort of power. So I feel like you're very in touch with like the good vibes of the universe. You're working with the light side of the force, and I feel like occasionally, you know, like that isn't any kind of weakness. That's an incredible strength. And again, I don't feel like everybody who you deal with is somebody like that's way below what like shooting for the stars in dealing with you, but really doesn't have anything to back it up. I feel like, you know, you are somebody that, you know, if for the person who wants to have something that's really harmonious and truly loving, you're it. We have the letters R, S, R, and 3. 3 is like mind, body, spirit. I feel like you have it together in like many different ways. So you're the whole package. It's just, you know, people who, I feel like people, but like people who are still in like a lower frequency, who are all about, you know, playing games, or like, I feel like they end up feeling, you know, like they really missed out at the end. Because they did. Because like they were looking at the Ace of Cups. They were looking at, you know, somebody who, you know, isn't just, I feel like there's definitely people who, you know, think you're kind and think that, you know, that means you're pushover. But that's not who you are. And I feel like sometimes you have to deal with people who are looking for pushovers. But what you are is kind, and what you are is the whole package. And what they, and, you know, so I feel like you're, so, you know, like, let people show you who they are. And I think that you do that. I think you let people show you who they are. But I think that you're awesome, and I think Spirit knows that you're awesome, and I feel like even the people who just really messed up a great opportunity with you probably know that you're awesome. And those that don't mess up an opportunity with you will simply be lucky. So, well, not just lucky, also like doing a smart thing. So I hope that this helps. If you do want a free reading I'm going to give away too as soon as I hit 11,000 subscribers. So be subscribed and comment if you want to be a part of that. I also want to say thank you to everybody who's been liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, and booking readings. If you want to book with me, my email's in the description right below the timestamps. So thank you, my gorgeous pile 2s, and it's time for my gorgeous pile number 3s. Pile number 3, my gorgeous angels, the beautiful unicorns. What makes you attractive? 8 of Wands. I'll tell you with the first 2 cards, you are exciting. And I feel like you have a little bit of, I feel like you're initially very exciting, and on top of it, there is this depth to you as well. So I feel like people are immediately attracted to you. Like people, you know, put a lot of energy like towards you. Like people definitely think of you as very attractive very immediately. People do have like very physical responses to you, very strong responses to you. But at the same time, like you also have this depth. And I feel like a lot of people like want to initiate some kind of romance with you. What makes you attractive? What makes you attractive? We have the 3 of Wands. I feel like you make people ponder their future. Like people, when they deal with you, they start like thinking of you and like inserting you in their future. Knight of Swords. I feel like you tend to maybe make decisive actions. Strength is twice, so like you come off as a very strong person. I mean, you could even just show off some strength through gentleness, because honestly, that's what the strength card is doing. It's our higher nature gentling our more bestial side. But so strength is about courage and self-control. The 9 of Cups. So you're a very strong person, and you're also a really good time to be around. I feel like people want to be around you because they feel like you figured out some kind of secret to happiness. 6 of Cups. Yeah, people want to be friends with you. People want to have, yeah. So like, as much as you come, like immediately, you tend to bring up a lot of immediate physical attraction. But at the same time, you're somebody that people want to have friends with, be friends with, people that want to be around, somebody that's, you know, kind of figured out some things about happiness. Like, what makes you attractive? Pile number 3. Pile number 3 of the 3. When someone is for you, all you have to be is you to receive it. So the truth is, you might just be really authentic to who you are. Maybe that's how you're showing your strength. You're not being afraid of being you. That, or maybe you don't go after situations where, like, maybe you don't expend your energy on situations where people can't figure out whether they like you or not. I think that you exude some confidence. Yeah, and I feel like you are somebody that because it's interesting because I heard like balanced energy, and usually pentacles is like physical things. But maybe like when you're giving and taking in a relationship in very physical means, you might be like matching the other person's energy. What makes you attractive? Pile number 3. What makes you attractive? Bold. Yeah, that makes sense. Because I was feeling like boldness, confidence. We got some confidence people. So, you come off as bold. You come off as strong. Flower. Pluck the weeds and plant the seeds of your most magnificent expression. I feel like we do have a few blondes right here. It doesn't necessarily mean that you are blonde, but maybe a few of you are. We got some brunettes back here. But since I feel like maybe there's something about you, something about your energy that just stands out. There could be something about your look that stands out. But getting back to flower, pluck the weeds and plant the seeds. So I feel like you're tending to your garden, you're taking care of what you need to take care of. Like you're going to prioritize your happiness. So again, people don't need to get with the program, but they sure do desire you. Like people, like I feel like you tend to inspire like white hot desire in people. Don't let the stress win. So with don't let the stress win, like it doesn't mean that you have a stress-free life, but you just might be somebody that's really like you don't let the stress be, I almost want to say like in ownership of you, which I know that's a weird way of phrasing it, but like I feel like you're boldly going after what you want. I feel like people like that. You could be a little bit like people might feel like you're really just focusing on what makes you happy, which inherently, unless we're being awful to people, it's not horrible to consider what matters to us. We just shouldn't do it at the exclusion of other people's safety, health, feelings, those kind of things. But, like, I feel like you definitely... I feel like you probably inspire a lot of lust first, but I think that you inspire love and after that. I feel like, and maybe that's why I feel like some of you might like meter your energy, meter your response to people, because a lot of people come in hot, but you're trying to see whether they're actually worth something. So, I mean, it does seem like you come in with a lot of confidence, or whether you feel confident or not, you come off as confident. So, I hope that this helps you. I deeply appreciate you. If you don't want a free reading, I'm giving away 2 as soon as I hit 11,000 subscribers. So, be subscribed and comment, and you're in the running for that. Thank you again. If you want to book with me, my email's in the description right below the timestamps. Now it's time for pile number 4. Pile number 4, my gorgeous angels. What makes you attractive? What makes you attractive? Pile number 4. What makes you attractive? 10 of Wands. We have King of Cups. I'm sorry, it's not the King of Cups. I don't know why I said King. It's the Knight of Cups. King of Pentacles. Page of Cups. I feel like you tend to be a very reliable person, and you tend to take a lot of things, and I feel like you tend to occasionally, maybe often, be overburdened. But I feel like that is partially because you are somebody that's very dependable. I think that you speak clearly regarding your emotions, and I feel like you try to show you care through actions. I think that sometimes people may see you carrying a very heavy load by yourself, or maybe people don't know how much of a load that you are carrying by being this dependable person. And I think that so with the Devil, clarifying that, there are two things that could possibly be the case. One is you may need to consider who you're carrying a burden for, because that might be somebody that's not entirely healthy. But some of you, maybe there are some people in your life that don't want you to carry as heavy as a burden, but there's maybe some kind of unhealthy pattern that you have that might have come from maybe a background of having to carry too much, being used to carrying more than you deserve to carry. But I feel like sometimes your willingness to carry your and perhaps everyone's burden, I feel like sometimes that can be used in an unhealthy way against you. And I feel like sometimes that even if somebody doesn't want you to do that, it might be something that's maybe ingrained in you. And it might be ingrained with you, for some people, maybe they were expected to be a parent to, their siblings, or maybe they were expected to be a parent to their own parent. It's something that isn't fair, but it is something that happens, and it is something that deeply affects that person. But I feel like you are a very responsible and very loving person. What makes you attractive? 10 of Pentacles. Look, what makes you attractive is that somebody can build a forever life with you and have it be very comfortable, very secure, very abundant. Ace of Swords. This is not always traditional, but I when I pull it out, I get you're very brave. That's not always a brave card. It is a victory card. It is an honesty card. But I feel like when I was bringing about bravery, I feel like you have a lot of integrity. You say what you mean. You do what you committed to, which is maybe why sometimes you are overcommitted. Five of Cups. So I feel like you've had some regrets and loss. And I feel like I feel like that maybe there are some people in your life that want to offer you, like, they want to take away that loss, because I feel like when people see that, when people feel that, I feel like there's no question in anybody's mind that this is not something that you deserve. Yeah. So I feel like some people are a little bit outraged when you receive a loss. The Two of Swords. So with the Two of Swords, some people, like, maybe don't know what to do with you. Like, maybe, like, there are some people where, you know, being somebody that is, you know, really honest and full of integrity and does the right thing and shows with their words and the actions that they care, like, sometimes this can actually be a little bit confusing for people. Now, the Devil is sometimes sexual desire, but I feel like, especially because it was on the Ten of Wands, it can be obsession, addiction. So I feel like there are definitely people who feel like you're working too hard and you're caring too much. And there are people who just don't know how to, like, I feel like there are some people who just can't, like, yeah, because I feel like you've done a lot of moving on to calmer waters. Like, I feel like you've done a lot of things to improve your life, improve your situation. And this doesn't mean that everything has turned out the way that you wanted it to. I think that just people see you as, like, hardworking and worthy, and a lot of people, I mean, this doesn't count people, because, like, this might make you vulnerable to some people who are more just, like, there's a balance of give and take that should be in relationships. I'm not saying relationships should be transactional, but they shouldn't be one-sided. And I feel like sometimes you're a little bit at mercy to people who just take and take and take, because you're literally so strong, and that, you know, you might not notice for a while, like, until it really hits you. But I feel like there are definitely people in your life that want you to just not take on so many burdens, who, like, don't let social media confuse you. You're just where you need to be. Yeah, then on the Ten of Pentacles, are you questioning, like, why did the social media come up? Because I'm getting, like, you're, like, super dependable, like, which is something that I'm very attracted to in people. So I feel like you have a tremendous amount of inner beauty. Amaterasu, goddess of the sun. So, independent of your physical beauty, your inner beauty just really shines and emanates from you. Like, I feel like you're almost like an aggressively good person. Email. Be mindful of the messages that you're sending. Is it that you're not mindful? I feel like be careful of the messages that you're sending in the thing. Like, don't send messages like, it's okay to never treat me well. But I feel like, and sometimes we send those messages not in verbal ways, but just by putting up with people's bad behavior. But I think that you're probably very careful and conscious with your speech. Again, because you really care about speaking in a very kind and loving way. You really care about showing with your actions that you care. So I feel like you're very, very thoughtful in the way that you speak to people. We also have be still. So I feel like people feel like they can just be around you. And when I say that, like, people could be around people, but I feel like people sometimes feel like they can just not have to do anything. Like, and sometimes in a good way, like they don't feel like they have to put on airs or, prove something. We have the top and we have spinning. So with the top, I mean, I think that you probably do a lot of spinning of plates, like a lot of, I feel like you handle a lot of responsibilities. I feel like you're incredibly kind and you make people feel like they can just be who they are. I feel like you are probably a pretty accomplished person. I feel like you have done a lot to make sure that you work towards greater goals. I feel like people can feel calm around you, and I feel like you're just very clear with people. So people don't ever have to ask on whether you're, being real with them. Like, they already know. I feel like more than any other physical feature, and it does not mean that you are not physically attractive, I feel like you are just such a incredibly kind and responsible person, and that your inner beauty very much shows. You're like, you could be any area of beauty, and like, people just want to be around you. People, if people didn't find you attractive at the beginning, they're probably going to, if you're anywhere close to anything that they're interested in, because but I do think that you do need to look out for people who aren't about give and take. Because I do think, because there is such just a font of responsibility around you, that I feel like there are, like, you do need to be careful about when you shouldn't be carrying somebody's burden. I feel like this is not saying like you're enabling everybody's behavior, but I feel like sometimes you're just used to like carrying everything and spinning every plate. That I feel like sometimes you may not notice that somebody else isn't even doing the work, because you're so used to doing everything. But I feel like the most attractive thing about you, whether you're super model pretty to, to any level of the spectrum is like that inner beauty that just shines out. Like people, I feel like not everybody appreciates it, but anybody who's smart does. So I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. I deeply appreciate you. If you want to be part of my giveaway at 11,000 subscribers, where I give out 2 free readings, just make sure you're subscribed and you comment and you're in the running for that. Thank you again to everybody who's liked, shared, subscribed, commented, and booked readings. And if you do want to book with me, my email is in the description right below the timestamps. Thank you again, my gorgeous darlings. You have a wonderful day.